I just recorded the first episode of this, and I realised that my camera, the exposure on my camera was all messed up, and it made me look really, really yellow because I've got like a lamp right here. But screw it, we're recording it again. Hi, hello. My name's Raddy, and welcome to the Purpose Podcast. This podcast is mainly aimed towards those who just don't know what they want to do in life. Whether you're still in school, uni, you're just like me and you've left school into the summer holidays right now, a young adult, or maybe even older, your whole life you've been searching for what you truly want to do, and you just don't know what that thing is yet. You're not alone. You're not alone. And the reason this podcast found you is to help you understand that a little better. So let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm 18 years old. I have just left sixth form. I have never had a job in my life. I've never earned a penny. And I always thought to myself that leaving school, I wanted to be a filmmaker on YouTube. I wanted to make films that would inspire people to live life to the fullest. And that would be my thing. But yeah, no, it just wasn't my thing. So what qualifies me to talk to you and give you advice on how to find what you want to do in life? Yeah, pretty much nothing. Yeah, pretty much nothing. But I don't know, starting this podcast just feels right to me. You know when you have that inner voice inside of you that just won't die down? That gut instinct that you should be doing something, but you're not? This is me listening to that inner voice. That gut instinct. And that's something I've learned recently. This is kind of what the first episode is all about. It's about following your gut instinct. It's something that I've learned recently. It's, everything can seem... There can be times in life where everything can seem so perfect on the outside. Trust me, there are times in life where everything can seem so perfect on the outside, but for some reason, deep down, you know that you've got just this voice inside you that's telling you that, yeah, nah, it's not okay. It's not okay. And so this podcast is all just based off a gut instinct that'll work out. So let me tell you a bit about my life. I'm sorry, this podcast is a bit all over the place, but this is my first episode, so forgive me. I've just left school, and the past month has been pretty hard for me because I've just kind of had this existential crisis of like, not existential, but like just kind of this crisis of like, what the hell am I actually going to do now that I've left school? You know, one thing that I've learnt is that school places you in this massive bubble, and you just won't understand how big that bubble is until you leave. I mean, if I go back to the start of 2025, the start of the year, and I think back to then, like I can comfortably say that was probably one of the happiest periods of my life, where everything just seemed to be going well for me. My confidence was at an all-time high. The YouTube videos I'd make, they'd overperform They'd overperform what I'd previously made. You know, every social situation for me was like really, it just ebbed and flowed. And on top of that, like in school, I'm not gonna lie, I know they say you shouldn't care, and you really shouldn't, but for some reason I did. Like in school, I was pretty damn popular. And I didn't know at the time how much I based my own sense of self-worth, my own happiness off that. It sounds really unhealthy saying out loud, but it's true. At the time I wasn't aware of it, but like in school I was pretty damn popular. And I loved it. I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt like nothing could hurt me. I felt like whatever happens in life, I can get through. And to be honest, that is true. Anything that happens in life, you pretty much can get through. But like, at that period of in year 13, like that was just heightened so damn much because I was like, everything was going for me. School put me in this massive, massive bubble. Massive, massive bubble. And it wasn't until I left school that I realised just how big that bubble was. How thick the walls of the bubble were. In school you're told where to be, when to be there, you're told what teachers you'd have. Everything is set out for you as a routine and it feels like you have purpose. You know, you're excited to get up for school in the morning and stuff, like you're excited for it. But when you leave school, there's no routine, there's no nothing. No one's holding your hand. It's just you. It's just you versus the world. And that initially is scary. It's frightening. You know, after you leave school, there's only 3 paths you can take. Traditionally, it's to go to uni or college, get a degree apprenticeship, or like a job with a degree or something, or just get a job. There's only 3 options you can take, but no one's holding your hand through nothing. And so the current state of my life right now is, I'm doing this podcast thing because I didn't really know what else to do. I'm just following a gut voice of mine. And I have no idea if this is going to work out, when it's going to work out. But I guess I'm just doing this to show people that you're not alone. That we're out there. Us guys who don't know what they want to do, like, we're out there. It's to give you hope. It's to give you hope. I mean, I always thought that when I left school, I wanted to just be a filmmaker on YouTube. But I'm just going to be honest with you, I hated it. I was telling myself a lie. I hated that. Like, I hated storyboarding and stuff. I hated, having to set up my camera in like the most janky locations to get a shot of my mouth doing something, or I don't know. Like, I hated just everything about filmmaking pretty much. I hated the editing, I hated the music selection, I didn't like it. Even the colour grading, the colour grading was so damn annoying, man. So damn annoying. Satisfying when you get it right, but my word, is so damn annoying. But looking back, one thing that I did like was the scripting, was just the speaking on camera part. And not having to move your tripod around to every single location. Anyway, I'm rambling on. But yeah, that's the current state of my life right now. Just left school and the podcast thing seems right, so I'm doing it. If there's any takeaway from this first episode, it's to follow your gut voice. It's to follow that voice inside you that just won't go away. That you've tried suppressing, you've tried just pushing to the deepest crevice of your body, but it just won't go away. It'll just keep on, oh my god, my mic. It'll just keep on spewing its way back out into your head, and it will be that constant stressor in the back of your mind that's just like, this is what you truly want to do, but you're trying to get rid of me. Follow that voice that is telling you what you need to do. And that voice could tell you anything. I don't know if, let's say you're in a job right now. That on paper seems amazing. I don't know, you could be working a big corporate job and you could have a desk, you're in an office maybe, you could have an amazing view of the city, you could have it all. But for some reason there's this inner voice inside you that just won't die down. Or I don't know, maybe you're in a relationship where everything seems perfect, but for some reason there's that voice inside you that just won't go away. Maybe you just need to have a conversation with somebody. There's something you need to say to somebody, and there's this gut voice inside of you, there's this inner voice inside you that's just you need to have that convo with them. But you, for some reason, keep on dying, you keep on killing that voice, you keep on trying to suppress it. That's the point of this whole first episode, is just follow that gut instinct. Because more often than not, it's a sign. It's a sign. I think that's the first episode done. Purpose. I really didn't know what else to call this podcast, so we're calling it Purpose. Thanks for watching. I truly mean it. This episode, it just felt really rough to me. Thank you for watching. I'm really grateful that you're still here if you stuck around. And if you continue to stick around for the next episode and for the episode after, my promise to you is that I'm going to make each and every single episode better than the last in some way or another. You might notice it, you might not. But I'm going to become better. So please, I'd really appreciate it if you stay tuned. See you later. Or not. I don't know.